Maria, come quick! Greg Doucette made a video about me! That's right, Bean Crew. Greg Doucette himself, Coach Greg, made a video about me! Brentley G. And I am freaking pumped. Dude, Greg Doucette is the main guy you think about when you think about fitness influencers. He's like the guy who talks about all the stuff going on in the community, and he's had a lot of success doing like the bodybuilding stuff and all the shows and stuff. And he's the one of the big guys that really knows what he's like actually talking about. And like he made a video about me, and I've watched it already, but he seems really like he likes me. He thinks I'm doing a good job. So yeah, let's get right into it. And I'll tell you all of my thoughts.
Coach Greg, and in today's video, a fitness influencer who weighs over 400 pounds. And so you might be thinking, how can a guy who's morbidly obese motivate others to be fit? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you how.
Hey, you heard it from him. Greg Doucette himself said I officially count as a fitness influencer despite being over 400 pounds. That's right, and it's something anyone can do. You just take out your phone, record a video, and the only requirement is that you got to be out there inspiring people and showing people that fitness is for everyone. You're influencing people to enter fitness, and that's just the best thing that anyone can do. Well, there's doctors, but like, we're pretty good too.
And so the guy, he's yo-yo dieted his entire life. When he was in high school, he was a big guy, but the guy's 6'4".
Now, he does mention that I have yo-yo dieted my entire life, and that is, just something that comes from my mother, She was a yo-yo dieter too, and, just living that lifestyle, it's real healthy, but then it's not healthy again, and you gotta avoid that, It's not a good lifestyle. You gotta have something like a slow up climb, or a slow down climb. You gotta have a slow down climb because you gotta have something that you can do forever so that you can stay healthy forever. Because like with this yo-yo diet and stuff that I was brought up in, you go real hard. You go, I'm eating no calories. I'm going juice cleanse, 2-month juice cleanse, only eating vegetable juice. And then you lose like 60 pounds in 2 months and you're like, I feel like I'm gonna die. And that's not a good way to live. It's not. It feels good in the moment, but then when you inevitably fail, you're like...
He's not a manlet like Coach Greg, and so he had his way with the ladies, but that was back in high school. Since then, he's gained a couple 100 pounds, and he hasn't had this sexy time in over 3 years.
And what he says is true. It's been a while. But it's okay, because I'm gonna get there again. I'm gonna find my way there. It's gonna be swagalicious. I'm gonna be doing everything I want to do. Not just that either. Not just funky business. But it's funny business too. We're gonna be kayaking. I love kayaking, but I can't kayak because I'm too heavy. It's like top heavy, so it just flips over every time I get in a kayak. So once I get small again, I'm going to be kayaking.
And so the 3 main goals of this guy to try to get him in shape is he wants to compete in a strongman competition. He wants to be able to do a flag, hanging on a bar like a flag. That is very hard. And he wants to get hot enough to get hot girls to like him.
And my 3 goals are going super well. He mentions them in the video, and it's going well. I'm getting stronger. I tried to deadlift just a little while ago, and I'm doing good. I gotta get to the gym, to the actual physical gym location more, so I can do more deadlifts. And I want to try bench pressing next. I bench press with dumbbells, but I want to do the barbell. I want to get better at that. And, I'm going to have to if I am going to compete in strongman. And the human flag, totally agree. That's very hard. I'm learning that those 2 first goals might be opposite, but no matter which direction I go, the 3rd goal is definitely going to be achieved through going for those. And, yeah, it's going to be a thrill ride. Real fun. And along with it, you're always feeling better. It's just all about feeling better, getting to a healthier place, getting that feeling of like that healthiness inside you and the blood flowing better and like the warm glow that comes from fitness, it's better that way.
The guy very satisfied with his progress, and many of you are thinking, yeah, but he's still so much overweight. But in comparison to where he was, he feels a lot better.
He mentions the reaction that a lot of people have had to me in the comment sections that, you know, how can I be proud of myself when I'm still so fat? But the thing is, I used to be fatter. I mean, there were times when I got up to the top of the stairs and I had to sit down at the table immediately before I could go make food, and that was what I was going up to the stairs for most reasons. That was what I was going up the stairs for. And you know, thank God those days are over. I can go up the stairs. I can run up the stairs. Like, you know, that probably doesn't seem like a big deal to someone who's small and, you know, light and can run up the stairs their whole life. But to me, that's a big achievement. And you know, comparatively to the lows I've reached, everything new that I experience just feels like a new high, and it's a real great feeling to be regaining the stuff that I used to be able to do. High protein, low carb thing. That's been sort of my bread and butter right now.
And so in doing so, the protein has a thermic effect. It's going to cause him to burn more calories in comparison to carbs or fat, as well as help him to feel more satiated.
Now back onto a happier note, Greg mentions that I'm doing the high protein, low carb thing, and he mentioned that protein has a higher thermic effect, which I didn't know about, but that's great news, because you know, I'm a bit of a biochemistry buff, but I didn't know that, but it's good. I thought I was eating protein because like it would grow my muscles bigger, and then the carbs, you know, everybody knows what carbs do. They turn to sugar, and then sugar becomes calories that your body puts in it, and if you don't burn all the calories while they're floating around in your system, then they turn to fat, and that's why I try to eat less carbs. And I don't go absolutely no carbs. You can't do that, because then, you know, the carbs, you need them to keep, you know, pretty good function, you know. A lot of marathon runners eat a lot of spaghetti before running a marathon, so, you know, you need a little bit of carbs. But I'm eating less. I'm eating a lot less carbs. Oh my God, I used to eat so much carbs, so many carbs when I was at my peak fatness. I used to eat 2 bags of chips a day and an entire pack of Oreos. Some days I would eat 2 packs of Oreos and also a giant sandwich from Sobeys, and I was really pigging out. I mean, it was bad. It was, oof. One time I ate an entire lasagna, and like it was one of those store-bought ones that's like this big. How do you fit that in you? How does that get in there? But I did it. I did it. Freaking animal.
And because he's such a big guy, he calculated his total daily expenditure, and on average, it's 4,200. And so all he has to do to lose weight is to eat fewer than 4,200 calories. And so on average, he says he eats about 3,000. Takes 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound of fat. And so at this rate, he can lose about 2 pounds of fat per week.
Next up, the 4,200 daily energy expenditure. I averaged it out between a bunch of different answers I got by putting them into calculators. Like, the biggest one I got was like 5,000 and something, and I knew that was wrong. And the lowest I got was around 3,900, and I was like, oh, you know, and I did a few other ones, but it tended to buzz around like 4,000, 4,200, 4,300. You know, those were the ones I went with, because they seem to be the most average and the ones that had the most accurate measurements and stuff. So that just seems like the best. It's averaging it out, you know, because everybody's got opinions, but you go in the middle. You go in the middle to find the correct one. And after mentioning the 4,200 daily energy expenditure, he says that I could lose 2 pounds of fat per week, which is crazy. That's a good amount of fat, you know. And you like, there were days back when I was doing the 1,200 calories a day thing where I was losing, I don't know, 2-3 pounds a day. And I remember one time I fasted for an entire week and I lost 16 pounds in that week. And actually, it was just 5 days. I lost 16 pounds in 5 days, and well, that does feel good. You know, the thing is, you go slow, which is still a good speed. 2 pounds per week is still a good speed, but you know, it's better for long-term consistency. And he mentions that later on. it's good to be, you know, slower so you can be more consistent. And that goes back to the whole yo-yo dieting thing, you know? If you do it slow and you're careful about it, then you won't crash. I'm standing and I'm doing stuff, and it ain't difficult. See? Calisthenics. I'm strengthening up everything.
And so he says, notice I'm standing. And for him, that is a win. The guy used to have to make videos sitting down. He was quickly getting out of breath.
The part in the other video where, the one he's reacting to, where I stand on one leg and I'm like, look at all the things I can do, and notice I'm standing, and he's like, yeah, see, I can stand now, and I can do all sorts of stuff that I couldn't do before, you know? Move around and stuff, and I don't get out of breath. Like, if I had done all this, I'd be like, or actually, at my peak, I would have had to sit down. I really could not stand up for a long time, and man, it was getting rough there. And standing is something that a lot of people take for granted. Like, and a lot of people can't do it. You know, there's people that aren't even fat can't do it. Like, there's like people with spinal injuries, people with leg injuries, people with like gout. I think can people with gout stand? I don't know. But yeah, people, it's all sorts of reasons people can't stand, and when you lose that ability, it's scary, because, like, you know, what if a jaguar came out of the woods, right? How am I going to run away if I run like, oh my god, you know, how am I going to run from a jaguar? Something people don't think about when they're physically fit.
And so he's motivated by his constant improvements and this desire to improve, to self-actualize, to be the best version of himself. That is what is motivating all of his fans. He has over 400,000 followers on TikTok, and he states it's really hard to get followers on Instagram. It's so hard. I only have 20,000. 2 months later, I'm looking right now, over 150,000 followers on Instagram. And so is it really that hard?
Next, he talks about how I'm motivating fans and getting big on social media. He talked about how I always used to talk about how hard it is to gain followers on Instagram. And that was a whole plan I had, actually. I knew that YouTube, it's basically impossible to grow on YouTube without, like, you know, some kind of pre-existing celebrity from somewhere else. And Instagram, you can kind of grow on there, but it's like, oh my god, I'm dripping sweat. But on Instagram, there's not really a place where you can find people just randomly, so you gotta kind of gather a bit of an audience, and then you can get popular on there through Reels. So what I did was I went on TikTok, because TikTok is one of the few apps that actually gives, you know, less successful people a chance to get successful. So, you know, it's like how YouTube was back in like 2010, how you could just randomly explode and become famous. It was, ooh, my throat's getting dry. Keep in mind, it's important to hydrate, even when you're just making a video. And at one point he mentioned doing a video like this, talking in front of people for a long time. This counts as cardio. This is cardio. Man, that's good. That's some good stuff. I love water. You ever just like really thirsty and you take a big drink of water and you're like, oh my god, I really needed that. See, that's what it's like a lot when I drink water. I remember when I was a kid, I used to run outside and play with my friends like all day long. And then I'd get back to my place and I'd run into the house and I'd grab a glass, just run the tap, fill it up, and then I'd fill it up again, fill it up again. Bro, it was the best. Just feeling the water pour right down your throat and being like, yes, hydration. Best feeling. Well, the best feeling was being out playing with your friends. We all know that. As far as the pistol squat goes, I can get deeper now, but I still fall pretty much instantly out of it.
I think the thing that people like is his relatability, the fact that he doesn't give a shit. The guy's 400 pounds, and yet he's still doing fitness activities, being open and honest, transparent, telling you exactly how he feels. He's a funny guy, entertaining, and motivating a wide variety of people to get into the shape of their lives.
Next, he talks about me not giving a shit, and he's a little bit right. He's pretty right, you know. I just feel like there's not much of a reason to lie or hide stuff. You know, like the Liver King, he lied about being natty for years and years, and you know, he got caught in it. And you know, the more you lie to your audience, the more they're going to be like noticing little fabrics that are missing and being like, wait a minute, didn't you say this thing? But this, because it's hard to keep a lie straight, you know? It's hard to keep it all balanced and, you know, just like, it's really complicated, you know? And I used to lie a lot. Like, I was a pretty nervous kid, so I used to lie to my friends and make them think I was cooler than I was. But, you know, after a while, you grow out of it and you think, you know, it's just I don't have the energy to do it, you know? I don't feel like I want to anymore. And like, if you don't think I'm cool, that's fine. I'm a little uncool. I'm like I'm chill. I'm chill. I have a vibe. I like to party, but you know, I'm not Mr. Olympia. I'm not a god. I have flaws. I am a flawed human being, and I will continue to be flawed until the day that I die. And if you don't like that, I can't change it. I'm sorry.
24-year-old Canadian, guys from New Brunswick, close to Coach Greg. Fitness influencer and extreme positivity. If you decide to like everything, only good things will come to you. And so although we come from different backgrounds and we're at different levels, we're both trying to be the best version of ourselves. We're trying to eat healthy, do cardio, go for walks, and so on.
Also, straight up, we're neighbors in the Maritimes. Yeah, we're right next to each other. I looked it up, 2 hours and 55 minutes away from each other. So, yeah. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a collaboration soon. Got a little something in the works, I'll have you know. Yeah, and growing up in the Maritimes, you get a lot of similar experiences. New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, are right next to each other. Growing next to the ocean, I spent my summers next to a lake. I'm sure, Greg, you must have been around a body of water of some sort. You know, swimming's fun. The dude read my bio. That's right. If you decide to like everything, only good things will come your way. And that's something I've been saying for years, like probably over a decade. It's just something I came up with, just a little catchphrase, because I was like, man, I just like everything, you know? There's very few things I don't like. And, you know, you see all these people, these like nerdy eggheads who sit in a basement all day and just, you know, think about stuff. Think about all the reasons that things aren't good. And, you know, if you just don't do that, you just walk around, smile at things, enjoy it. You just have that kind of fun, you know? Just have that kind of, you know, innocence and joy and everything. And you just find a way to take that joy out of everything. You know, that's what makes life good, you know? Just deciding to like it. You know, and everything in the world is something that you can decide to like. So, yeah, just remember that. If you decide to like everything, only good things will come your way. Because everything is something you like.
He's highly motivated to lose more weight than last time, to get in better shape, allow him to experience the world the way it was meant to be. You're not meant to be 540 pounds. That is a recipe for disaster. Being morbidly obese probably going to take 20 or more years off your life. He's not making excuses. Body positivity. Oh, just love yourself. Forgive yourself. You know, it's okay to be obese. No, it's not.
There's definitely something to experiencing the world the way it was meant to be experienced. I mean, like, look at this. Look at this sweat dripping off my face. Like, you're supposed to have sweat. At my heaviest, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I couldn't sweat anymore. It was just gone. So, that's a part of life. And you're supposed to have, like, romantic engagements. You're supposed to go kayaking. You're supposed to go on long walks through the woods. You're supposed to go swimming with your friends and take your shirt off in public. And you're supposed to go to parties and, you know, I don't know. You're just supposed to be active and out there. And when you're as fat as I was at my biggest and as fat as I am now, you know, there's not as many opportunities to do fun stuff and to do stuff that makes your life worth living, you know? You can get up every day, sit down at your desk and stare at your computer for just just 12 hours, and then you go to bed. And that's no way to live. That's absolutely no way to live. And what you gotta do is you gotta get up and you gotta make that change yourself. Put your laptop away and just live your life. And getting away from the laptop is a way to make sure your life is lived even more. I put my laptop away 18 days ago, and ever since I did that, I've just been chilling. Not chilling. I mean, I've been hanging out and doing stuff and getting out more and spending time on hobbies. I've been learning to play the harmonica again. I've been working on my French again. I've been working out like literally every single day, multiple times a day. I'm working out and I'm never missing a day. And it's really great.
And so he's watching Coach Greg videos, and in it he heard me say, you should be doing about 20 minutes of cardio a day. And why did I say 20? Well, because most experts say 150 minutes of cardio each and every week, moderate pace, that is what you need. And so if you do 20 minutes a day, 7 days a week, that's 140. Very close to 150 minutes.
Next, he talks about the adventures I've been having on the elliptical and working with cardio and stuff. And he talks about the 20-minute thing, how I talked about how he said to do 20 minutes a day, but also it's 150 minutes. So I guess, I don't know, I must have did some math wrong. And yeah, so that you gotta do 21 minutes, then it adds up to 25. But he talks about how I admitted I couldn't do 20 minutes, and I still can't do 20 minutes. I mean, I bust my ass to do 15 minutes, and like I'm a big guy. I'm a big old 400, like big Bertha, and to do 15 minutes for me is not horrible, because it feels good, but it's very painful. And I would like to do 20 minutes. I would, but he gave me a tip. He gave me a real good tip. He said, once you get to that border where it's like 15 minutes is too much for you, what you do is you just walk. You walk at a slow pace, you know. I like to get on the elliptical, and I'm going full throttle all the time for 15 minutes. I'm like this on the elliptical. And, you know, you just can't when you're my size. Asian squat. I can move my hands all around and I'm not anti-balanced.
And so consider it, a guy is holding himself in a deep squat position. He weighs 400 pounds. So if you're 200, imagine having a 200-pound bar on your back and sitting in a pause squat position for an extended period of time. So he's actually got really strong legs.
Next, he talks about my deep squats. And yeah, he says that it's really impressive because I'm quite heavy, you know? Imagine doing it with a 200-pound barbell on top of you and holding it for multiple minutes, and that's pretty great, you know? To say that nice stuff about me, about how strong that is. I do got strong legs. You know, I'm the calf king. Yeah, that's right, high kicks. Baby. I want to compete in strongman eventually. I don't think I'm ever going to win, but it'd be fun to compete, you know? Show up, join the competition, and, you know, try my best.
And so I like this. I'd like to compete in strongman, and I don't need to win. I just want to compete. Just because you're aiming to compete in something doesn't mean you need to be the best. The first time I did a triathlon, I was 13 years of age. 81 people in the competition. Guess what place I got? Last. Did I care? No, probably had the most fun out of anyone in the entire triathlon competition.
And what he says about the triathlon is absolutely right. He may have gotten last place, but it is absolutely fantastic that he was there and he had the most fun out of anyone. And at the end of the day, fun and enjoyment and getting the most out of life is what it's all about. At the end of the day, just like it says in Doctor Who, we're all stories, and the more stories you gather up by getting out there and living life and having adventures, the better your life ultimately was. And he talks about that again in an opposite perspective because he didn't try out for the basketball team. And as someone who was on the football team, and you know, tryouts, they can be scary, they can be intimidating, but you never know unless you try. Just like Wayne Gretzky says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and that means you gotta take every single shot life throws at you. You gotta, because that adds to your story, man. That adds to your adventures. And that makes life worth living.
Regardless of how good you are at something or how perfect your body is, just push yourself to be the best version of yourself. You don't have to be a Gymshark sponsored supermodel or one of the best looking models in the world to enjoy working out. It's about self-improvement, finding something you love, and doing it for the rest of your life.
And he's absolutely right. Self-improvement isn't something that you just do once and then it's done. It's something that you work at every single day for the rest of your life. You know, once I get, the six-pack abs and the big pecs and all the good stuff that comes with being a fitness guy and all the things that Greg Doucette has, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going, and that's what you got to do, because the moment you stop, it all comes back. All that bad stuff, it'll just eat you alive, and then you're back to square one, And that's a lot of the things where the yo-yo dieting comes in again, because, you get far enough where you feel proud of yourself, and then you're like, surely land, I can eat an entire tray of brownies, and then that won't affect me. But you're wrong. You're definitely wrong. And, breaking that habit, where you were working so hard and so good at getting the things that you wanted, and then to eat that entire tray of brownies, it's bad. It shuts you down. And yo-yo dieting, that's kind of how it flops. One of the many ways it flops. But yeah, you just keep going. You got to keep going. And even if you do eat a brownie, you can eat one brownie. You can maybe eat two brownies, but don't eat the entire tray. Don't eat it. Don't eat the don't. I can see you. I can see you going for the brownies. Don't. Hey! Put that down. Put that. Hey! Yeah, you just keep going forever, and you don't stop. See, it goes up.
And if it doesn't go up, harder than last time for the downstairs. You know what I'm referring to. If you can't get that thing up, get harder than last time for all your bedroom needs.
Absolutely. HTLT, harder than last time. Go get it. Code Brentley. Hell yeah, boys. We're gonna get it. Oh, we're gonna get it. Oh, we're gonna get it. Oh. We got this. Is to pretty much just get hot. By no means do I think I'm going to be Bradley Martin, but
Yeah, I'm a manlet, but come on, guys. Yeah, I get I'm a manlet, but why are you dissing me? Going for Bradley Martin over Coach Greg.
I'm sorry, Greg. I didn't mean to shout out your competitor. Bradley Martin, he's a hot fella, but I promise you, I look up to you way more. I mean, man, you may be a manlet, but you're tall in the fitness world. I swear, man, I am so sorry, man. And if you could teach me your ways, if you could teach me to be like you, I know I would sacrifice that whole foot of height, man. I would get rid of it. I would be shorter than you, 5'2", 5'2", to be as hot as you, man. I'm telling you, Bradley Martin ain't got nothing on you, Mr. Doucette. You got this. You're the king. Absolute king.
Sure, looks good to have the bicep pose, the delts, the abs, and so on. But what's more important? I'll tell you, your health. And so this guy, he gets it. He's trying to lose weight. He's trying to be the best version of himself, and he's motivating others to take part in physical activity and enjoy all its benefits.
At the end of the day, we all just want to be loved. We all just want to be respected. And how better to get that than to get fit, to get hot, to get successful, to live life and make friends and just be out there having the best time at anyone. I walk into a room and I'm smiles. I'm all smiles. I'm having fun. I'm having just shouting, just rip roaring and partying. And I'm loud. I'm loud at first, but you come and see me. You come and see me. I'm the most wholesome. You guys know I'm wholesome. I'm positive. I'm just the vibe of the whole party. So yeah, rock on, Bean Crew. And you too, Mr. Doucette.